Welcome to the Twin Cities Real Estate Pros podcast, coming to you this week from Lakeville Brewery, because if you ever go through a home buying experience, you might need to have a drink if you don't hire the right real estate agent. Or the other way to look at it, I guess, is maybe you want to celebrate your new home or selling your home. So we are at the Lakeville Brewery. One of the things we like to do on the Twin Cities Real Estate Pros podcast is talk about local businesses and if you're going to buy a home in a community, what's going on in the community. Thanks for joining us. My name is Ron Johnson, licensed real estate agent with RE/MAX Advantage Plus. This is David Nelson, licensed real estate agent with RE/MAX Advantage Plus, and also a Lakeville resident. And I think, do you live in Lakeville?
I live 2 minutes away.
Is that in Lakeville?
It's yes.
It's a yes or no question. Okay.
I guess I did not make that clear as the boundaries of the area.
Well, yeah, I guess I didn't bring my timer to know how far things. But anyway, Chris Mosier, licensed real estate agent with RE/MAX Advantage Plus, is here as well. He's going to talk about some pre-listings, and then we'll also talk about what Lakeville Brewing has to offer. Sure. So you'll have to. I can't tell what you're saying. Go ahead and read that.
Oh yeah, it's a Lakeville Brewing Company.
Okay, sorry.
No, you can't read my chicken scratch.
No. All right. So Lakeville Brewing Company.
Yep.
So go ahead and we'll talk about that in a bit. We'll bring on a couple of the owners, but first we'll talk about the real estate market, as we like to do first. And Chris, why don't you jump in with what you've got going on?
Yeah, absolutely. So as I've kind of evinced to the both of you, we're working too efficiently. A little humble brag there for our team. Things are selling very fast. Right now, all I've got coming on are a few outlying properties. I do have a new construction completed last year coming on in Little Canada. It's going to be a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 3,000 square feet, walkout, just all the finishes you could imagine. Like, we're talking Brazilian hardwood flooring, granite countertop, island, all brand new LG smart stainless steel appliances that you can control from your phone. So the whole thing is immaculate. We're thinking of coming on somewhere in the low to mid 500,000 mark. Should have that figured out later within the week. On the complete opposite end, I've got a beautiful Rambler starter home coming on in Richfield. Tucked behind 62, good access to the shops, good access to Mall of America and MSB Airport. It's going to be a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. We haven't finished the measurements in the basement, but they're putting an all-new carpet in the basement. Original preserved, like those thin strip hardwood floors from the 50s that have been well preserved. They're going to have probably about 1,800 square feet when it's all said and done, with some updates to the kitchen. When I have a greater understanding of that, I'll come back with an address and details on both of them, but that's probably going to be in the 175 to 180 price range. It'll be a beautiful starter home for somebody. So really, for right now, again, everything else is sold, but that's what I at least got in the works, and some handshakes and some smiles already attached to.
School just around the corner. Mm-hmm. Some of the younger kids are already in school, but still homes are selling. So
completely. People are still motivated. Rates are still good. I mean, by all counts and standards, I'm not here to predict the future, but we're looking at least until the election, rates are staying pretty steady as they are, and it's keeping both sides of the table motivated and in a great position to get deals. So it's all coming together still. All right.
David, what have you got going on?
First time in months, I have nothing that I can talk about as an upcoming list.
Get out.
I know. So all the listeners and viewers, you're blessed that I have no upcoming listings that I can talk about. I've got some under conversations. There's one in Lakeville, possibly up to 700, and then there's a couple more in the Lakeville area between 350 and 500 yet. We don't know the logistics, so I can't really talk about them. Mm-hmm. But I can talk about the 3 properties I have for sale right now. Why not? One's at 18109 Jaguar Path, priced at $575, 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. It's in the Raven Lake community. If you want to see a home that's got some architectural detail that you're not going to find anywhere else, this one is the house to check out. It's got like a barrel ceiling, it's got box ceiling. It's just immaculate. And for the fact this house was built in 2001, you can be pretty hard-pressed to find any sort of settling cracks in this house. It's built to the nines. And then another one, it's a detached luxury townhouse in Prior Lake, 2637 Wilds Lane, 4 bedrooms, only 3-bath. And this is at...
You can add another one.
We can. There's always an extra tree.
Yeah.
369. This is a former model home for the neighborhood. Beautiful property. Actually, Chris has shown it a couple times.
I was just there. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, so they've done that. And then lastly, I've got 11786 177th Street in Lakeville. This one is 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms at 360 in the Lakeville Gulf Estates. So it's a great home to get into that neighborhood. So if you want to get into that part of town, great price to get in there. Otherwise, homes are above 400.
Easily.
So it's a good deal. That's it for me.
All right. Well, I do have a pre-listing. I've got another one that's active, and then it was funny. I went on vacation for a little while last week, and you said go on vacation, and then you'll get all these deals. And I actually sold 2 listings while I was on vacation, so those are gone, or at least under inspection. So the one I had in Plymouth, which was 15853, it was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath townhome. It was listed at 164.9. That one is sold contingent on inspection.
Congrats.
Thank you. And then we had one in Oakdale that came on a Friday, and by technically Tuesday, we had an accepted offer on that one. That was 7557 Upper 24th Street North in Oakdale. That one was listed at 269.9. So 2 totally different parts of the world, and 2 different types of houses and 2 different price points. And they sold in a combined, 15 or 16 days, something like that.
Nice.
And then I've got one that is still on the market. We just listed this one about 9 days ago. Had an accepted offer over the weekend. There was an oversight on the financing addendum, which we had everything else signed, just needed an initial to make it official. Sent that to the buyer's agent and said, hey, you missed this. She emailed me back and said, oh, well, the buyer changed her mind, so we're not going to go with that anymore. So that was pretty unfortunate. Because that one was about 6 or 7 days on the market. But that was 8403 Morgan Lane. It's in Eden Prairie, so it's still available. Priced at $192,700. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath townhome in Eden Prairie. It's got 2 full baths in it. There is an option. Some of the homeowners add a 3rd bedroom. It's got a huge family room with kind of a natural divider in it that a lot of people have added a 3rd bedroom down there. So it's 2 bedrooms, 2 baths right now. It could be 3 bedrooms, but $192,700, 8403 Morgan Lane in Eden Prairie. Planning on an open house as we sit here today on Tuesday, August 23rd, I think it is today. Something like that. Anyway, planning an open house on Saturday. So if it's still around, we'll have an open house on Saturday. Okay. Again, 8403 Morgan Lane in Eden Prairie. $192,700 is the price there. I do have a pre-listing coming up in Prior Lake, 14475 Raven Court, 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. And somebody's calling me there, so I'm not going to refuse to answer that while I'm on the air. 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms in Prior Lake, 14475 Raven Court. You don't have to worry about it.
Just probably your next pre-list.
Yeah,
it might be, or maybe
someone's calling right now. They want to buy your house.
Yeah, the one in Prior Lake that's coming on. They're doing some new floor. We were going to list, and then they said, "Hey, we should change the flooring." So doing some flooring changes, but it's a 4-level home, 3 bedrooms up top. Nice. So 3 bedrooms on 1 level with a master and a walk-in closet, and then 2 additional bedrooms. Then they're on the main level, or I guess it'd be the 2nd level up. Sure. They're using that. There's a kitchen, a laundry room, and then also an office that they're using as a bedroom as well, and then another finished space down low and unfinished space under that, so there's more room to go there. So that's my pre-listing, 14475 Raven Court. You can check that one out on Zillow as well.
That's a nice ringtone you got from
it's very clear. Yep. I kind of feel happy, even though it's interrupting our show.
It's the Samsung Note 7.
I'll teach you guys about ambient sound. As we know, we're at a brewery, so there's lots of things going around. So that could have just been any customer's phone or anything like that. So nobody knows because they're looking at about a 1/2 inch, 2.5 inch screen or whatever. So that could have been just an ambient noise.
Real question: what did you do that person's calling you back to back and won't let you go?
It might be my wife wondering.
I mean, let's hope it's.
It could be my wife wondering why I have a beer at 10:58 in the morning, but
never.
Who knows? Anyway, what else you got going? Anybody else got anything going real estate wise?
Kind of going back to how fast the market is. Even though school's starting, we're seeing fewer showings, but those 2 homes I put in Kindred Circle area, within 2 days we had multiple offers on both houses.
Oh wow!
Just boom, boom, but the sellers of one of them was concerned that they wouldn't be able to find a house to move into. But it's amazing, everything kind of happens for a reason. As soon as we put their house up for sale, we got an offer. They went and looked at houses that evening, and they found one that was perfect for them, and they got it. So again, if you're a seller and you're hesitant on putting your house up for sale because you may not be able to find something, there's still homes out there. There's a lot of homes that you're looking for, but if you're not actively looking for homes, you may not be actively thinking that house is right.
Right.
Once you get to the point where, we have an offer on our property, or we're actually going to sell, we're going to buy, there's a little switch that flips in your brain. You kind of gone from a casual grazer on Zillow or on a website to actively looking. And you'll notice there's a lot of great homes out there for sale that are priced right and ready for the picking.
Yep. And now too, people are getting, we talked about this weeks ago, people are getting creative on the seller side where they'll kind of a reverse contingency on their home, right? So you can buy my home contingent upon me finding something. So
Sure.
you don't necessarily, assuming everybody can work out the timeline, so you don't have to feel as rushed because you can add that contingency, whatever it is, 30 days, 60 days. So then the seller does have an opportunity to buy.
You don't have to just settle on the first home that comes along.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So other things work. And we're also seeing what people are staying in, like new construction model homes and renting all sorts of different. Yeah, there are definitely options. Not always the most convenient, but there are. If you get your house sold, that's,
You gotta go.
You got to go. There's no guarantee that there's another buyer coming through, but plenty of options out there as well. So. You going to hang out, or are you going to?
I'm going to politely bow out from this point. Let you gentlemen enjoy the rest of the day. But thanks for your time, guys, and good luck for the phone calls.
All right, Chris Mosier, why don't you grab that for me? Again,
right,
ambient sound in a bar, you never know where that's coming from. See, people don't know what they don't know. Anyway, so we're going to bring in Don Seiler here. He is the owner of Lakeville Brewing Company. And he'll be here in just a second. But so I know this is a place that you frequent.
Yes, I do.
And you say you come here for brunch, and I'm sure you check out the local, mostly local beers. They also have some guest beers.
Yep.
And part of the reason why we're here is because we like to talk about local community.
Right.
And I know you're obviously a Lakeville resident. You sell homes here, so it's important for people to know what they're getting into in their community and what's available.
Yeah, I've been here. I'm not going to say how many times I've been here, but I've been here a lot.
Okay. Too many times?
No such thing.
No. No. And so I've been here for brunch. So I have the brunch food, and I've been here for evenings and and beer. And one of the great things about this place is the beer is awesome, but the food's awesome too. And you can only, I think in my mind, you can only get so far with good beer. And I've come here on a Saturday at 2 in the afternoon, which normally should be quiet in downtown Lakeville. The place is half full, which is pretty awesome. And it's just getting more and more, in which we had a team meeting here last week. Great appetizers, great beer. My favorite's the cream ale.
There you go.
So love the place. It's easy parking, great atmosphere. Yeah.
So this is Don. He's one of the owners here. So why don't you kind of first get into maybe, I don't know what your history is with beer or business, or they'd all come together, or tell us a little bit about who you are.
Yeah. Well, my wife and I have lived in Lakeville since 2007. So we've always been wanting a place like this. I think the last 2 months are evidence that other people felt the same way.
Yeah.
Market analysis said that there was a major gap in entertainment, food, dining, and particularly non-chain restaurants that are family-friendly and have a lot of good, unique variety to offer. Nothing fancy, just some simple food done really, really well. This is one of the other co-owners with me, a business partner of mine, Glen. Glen runs the menu and the whole restaurant side. Glen's got tons of experience in the restaurant biz, been working in restaurants for a little over 20 years now. My experience is primarily from just business management, business strategy. My regular full-time job is in management consulting. But we came together because my wife and I wanted to start something. We knew we weren't packing all the gear to be able to pull off a place like this. Glen was and his wife were looking to open a restaurant themselves, and we met because we were both looking for locations at the same time. So by meeting up there, shared our business plans with each other, and thought we had something special together.
Something I think is really interesting about having it here in Lakeville, if you're in Northeast Minneapolis, you can't walk a block and a half without walking into a brewery. And there's a ton of them around the city, and you're seeing some other ones pop up, like Waconia's got one, there's one in Robbinsdale. But maybe a year or two ago, if you wanted some nice craft beer, you had to go into the city.
Right.
But now, obviously, that's a half an hour drive from here, 25-minute drive from here. So I'm sure you kind of wanted to capitalize on that, as well as keep people here who like good craft beer and they don't have to drive to Northeast Minneapolis.
Definitely. And what we love also about the Minneapolis area is being able to go and try more than one different place. And we're very blessed and thankful that the same's true today now in Lakeville. We have another brewery next door, Angry Inch Brewing. We have other breweries popping up in a lot of the South Metro suburbs here. A couple coming up in Northfield, one opening in Eagan. We've got stuff in Burnsville. So it really is nice, to live in the area and have lots of places like this, a variety to go to, have that suburb feel and that family environment, and still be able to access the stuff that you used to only be able to get to in the downtown or in closer to the city.
Well, and being a resident too, I was here for Panaprog. Of course, it was chaotic, but it was kind of fun. You go to one brewery, have a couple beers, you can walk to another place, try different beers, and that's kind of what you kind of see in Uptown. Some of those, or you can actually not just park and stay at one place. You can park and hit up other ones, and you get a variety of beers, variety of foods, variety of atmospheres. And I love your patio. Playing washers and bags back there, so it's a great mix. Downtown Lakeville needed it, and I've heard too, even through your wife Megan, that there's other people now talking, kind of coming in downtown, hopefully, to kind of drum up more of that business. And the Main Street Cafe is kind of benefiting from you guys, because now people come to you and maybe go there for a glass of wine later, and it's just helping the downtown area.
Yeah, we love being here and being part of the team. All of the businesses together work in synergy to create a destination, and that's really what we're trying to do.
How about the menu, Glenn? Can you highlight the menu for us and what we can expect there?
Well, as far as we try to do a little bit of something for everybody here. Even with the restaurant, we're not just a brewery. We're a brew pub, so we're available. We've got liquor, wine. We try and do something for everyone. I've got a kids menu. We've got an allergy sensitive menu where people can get things that, if they're gluten free, whatnot. We're always, we're very thoughtful of everything on the menu is kind of geared towards stuff like that. That if and if it's not, we can always make it special too, because everything we have on the menu here we're making from scratch. So if it is and we've got gluten-free buns available for our burgers, things like that, that if it is something that if they have an allergy to, and since we're making it from scratch, we can make these things special for people. We're just trying to do something for everybody here. As far as we understand, in Lakeville, we know that not everybody's into craft beer, so we've got wine available, we've got cider available, we've got our brewers are brewing a light beer as well. So it's we're just trying to do something for everybody here. So.
You have some good craft cocktails too.
Yeah,
old fashioned.
exactly.
So it's nice to have a mix. I've sampled them too.
Most of the liquors we have are from smaller distilleries as well. So we tried, just try and keep it small. Small businesses. The craft cocktails, they're awesome. So it's something we wanted to make sure we have something for everybody here. So.
Yeah, we did our homework with the craft cocktails. We made sure that multiple distributors came in and we sampled their wares. One of them offered up some help with a mixologist who came in, and actually all of our cocktails are crafted just for us based on the spirits that we chose and kind of the atmosphere we wanted to go. So we have some things that are sweeter, some things that are more savory, kind of a broad range of cocktails, and featuring the craft spirits that are from many of them just regional distillers.
Well, the thing is too is like we talked about, having something where Lakeville's 60,000 people. It's a high-income area.
And growing.
It's growing. Yeah, we know it. It's growing crazy. So it's nice to have something where you can get a good craft cocktail, craft beer. The food, again, I can't talk how good the food is. It's amazing. So instead of people like, hey, let's kind of go up to Uptown or somewhere further, and they can stay within the city of Lakeville. And we truly appreciate it because...
Well, yeah, we both live in Lakeville, and we know, and... Coming from the restaurant business my whole life, I've wanted to start a restaurant, and living in Lakeville, not having many options to go out to eat and seeing how many houses are going up, I'm like, we got to do this, and we got to do it now. Now's the time, We do have some great neighbors as well as far as other restaurants, so that brings people. It's starting to, downtown Lakeville was kind of looked past, nobody came to downtown Lakeville.
It was dead.
Yeah, it was dead, and now we've got some good restaurants down here. 2 breweries, so it's like, and I think everybody saw how many houses were going in down here, and they're like, we got to get in down there. It's it's a great location. We love it here. We've got this awesome yard that, again with the craft cocktails there, we've got one that it's not the name of it, but we call it the patio pounder. It's just something you can slam out there on the patio, and obviously
in moderation, though.
Yeah,
nudge, nudge.
Well, we got a lot of close by houses where they can walk home.
We do have Uber in Lakeville.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it works down there.
Was that part of the idea in the beginning to be different than what some of the breweries are in the Twin Cities, because and closer into the city, where they don't have food trucks outside because they don't have food menus, and they don't have the wine, and they don't have the craft cocktails, so kind of get it all under one roof?
Yeah, there's 2 different routes you can go when you go to start up a brewery. You can either be a brewery that distributes their beer. There's laws against you having a restaurant on the same footprint of that. If you're a brew pub, you can do all of the stuff that we're doing, but not distribute. So we made a conscious choice to be Lakeville only, and we wanted to pull the community. We wanted that craft brewery feel. We wanted that kind of middle upscale casual restaurant, but we wanted it to be distinctly Lakeville. Right. So this is why we picked this location in downtown, and that's kind of how we modeled all of the menu and beers and cocktails.
In selling houses, a lot of people like to homebrew. Is that something you kind of get started with, or?
Yeah, I mean, both of us homebrewed,
Coach
but
in a bucket, yeah.
we
Nice.
we homebrewed enough to know that we had to hire a professional to do something on the scale. So I had all my friends that would always tell me it was good, but that's what a friend's saying when you're getting free beer at your house.
Yeah, they'll say anything to get free beer. So, regarding your house, was there anything special you had to do for the homebrew? I mean, again, too, it's like, believe it or not, we have a lot of friends that are like, hey, we will look at houses, and they're like, oh, I wonder if this is a good spot to homebrew. And they start to wonder logistically, is there certain modifications a house has to do, or is there, within reason you can do a lot of homebrewing, but if you kind of want to take it to the next level and actually be good at it.
I would look for a decent stovetop and brew in the winter, so you can set your beer out in the snow to cool it as quickly as possible.
Yeah, that's good stuff. The snow is an
decent
awesome
stove
wood
is
chiller.
definitely. I think I fried my stove out when I was trying to. But my house isn't for sale yet. So.
He's lucky. He's lucky. Megan wouldn't let me brew in the house. I had to get a 60,000 BTU Hurricane burner with propane tank out in the garage. No, home brewing is really easy. You can get started for less than $150 worth of equipment if you do it on the simple scale, just extract brewing. If you're brewing with ales, any basement will work. Just get a carboy fermenter down there, airlock on it. Most basements stay at about the right temperature for ales. You're good. If you're going to do lagers, buy yourself a spare fridge and have it dedicated to that, because you have to do temperature control for that. Again, that's another $80, $100, $120. Don't get into home brewing because you think it'll be cheaper than buying it. That's not. It's for the experience and the ability to say that was mine.
Yeah, I've had friends I've done the same thing. They're like, oh, I'm going to save money and brew my own beer.
Yeah.
Usually the first 1-2 dozen batches are bad, so they kind of like, but it's a learning experience.
Right.
Eventually they get good beer, but by the time you pound for pound figure it out, it's not that much cheaper.
But it's good to have a big garage for cooking of the beer and things like that.
Yeah.
And a couple extra space for fridges in your garage.
So how about your beer? Run us down the beer menu.
Yeah, we have 5 flagship beers that are always either in process, ready, or on tap. That's our American Light, our Cream Ale, which you've got there, our IPA, which I have. That's our Irish Red Ale, which is always on tap, and our Milk Stout. In addition to that, we have some rotators in our brewer, make some other stuff. We are very responsive to requests. We had some customers asking, do you have anything like a Blue Moon? So we have a Belgian Wit on tap right now based on that request. And also, just because we're getting into the fall and the season's about right, we made a nice Southern English style oatmeal brown ale, which you've got in front of you right there. So we're going to have those 5 all the time, and then rotate through some others. We have a total of 10 taps. 2 of them are dedicated to ciders. We have Sweetland Orchard Ciders. They make their cider down in Webster, just right around the corner, just to the south here. So we have a dry, which is their Scrumpy Original, and then a sweet, which is their Cherry Rhubarb. We get positive reviews on all of those.
We've got an Oktoberfest sitting in the fermenters as well. So.
That's right. We're brewing up an Oktoberfest, and come spring, we're going to have some dry Irish Stout and some other Irish lagers. We're going to try to stay seasonal. But when we're just getting started, we're trying to get ahead of the curve. We had lots of business the first couple of months. Went through about double what we projected as far as beer inventory. We have enough of a system to get up ahead of the curve here, but in the meantime, we've been filling our empty taps with guest taps from other craft breweries in Minnesota.
Yeah, local,
Yeah, that's one of the bonuses that we have as a brew pub. We can sell other people's stuff too. So Goldan Brewery, Mankato, F-Town, Enki Brewing,
Hill.
Badger Hill. Some of those people in the area are familiar with because they're pretty close by, and some of them are a bit of a haul. And so it's nice to introduce some of these other great craft beers and other breweries to the community here.
And I'm sure they do the same. It's promoting you guys. I know you can't really sell your beer out, but it's they can hopefully promote you guys at some some way too. And
Right.
Well, yeah, and most of the breweries that we have on have been in to just say thanks, and you know, them being breweries and not being brew pubs, they can't bring in other beers again, like you had said earlier. But they're just happy that us being a brewery, we're bringing on their beers that, you know, we're helping to support them too. Some of these smaller well, I shouldn't say they're small anymore, but at one time they were small, you know.
Well, I remember you guys ran out of cream ale for a while because like Panaprog pretty much just eradicated your supply of anything. Really.
We got slammed pretty good.
We opened, you know, we had our grand opening and we were very busy, and then 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later we had Panaprog. So we started out with very busy and just trying to keep up here. It's going very well. The city's been awesome to us, so
Good.
you know, we like Lakeville, so.
I'm curious what you think of the future. Are we at the boom? What's the future, whether it's brew pubs or breweries? I'm kind of tying it in loosely, I guess, to the housing market where you have all this inventory and all these sales, and then it dips and kind of comes back. With all the breweries and brew pubs that are opening, at some point, I guess theoretically, it's got to slow down a little bit, and some people will rise to the top, and others will kind of level off. So where do you, obviously, you've got to think the future is positive if you'd open the place up.
Yeah.
So kind of generally for the industry, where do you see, where are we now, and where do you think we're going in the next handful of years?
I'm not sure I know enough to speak to the industry as a whole, but I can tell you that there is a shift going on in the industry from centralized breweries distributing their stuff to people going more and more local. You'll find, and I do this when I travel for business, and you know, I want to find the local stuff. I want to find the stuff that I can't buy in my liquor store, even that I can't buy in the liquor store there. I want to get the stuff that's as fresh as possible, coming straight from the fermenters to the serving tanks or kegs, and right into my glass of beer, and doesn't travel more than 20 yards. I like stuff that, and like you said, you know, it runs out sometimes. You know, it's like it's sought after. It's like I want to get there when the new batch comes out. I want to make sure I get my glass, and you always know it's fresh, and you know it's unique. You know, when we brew here, as precise and exact as our equipment is, sometimes we have to make exceptions with a certain grain not being available or a certain hop variety not being available. So the recipe's tweaked just a little bit. The people who are more discerning can tell the difference. Hey, this IPA is not quite the same. Yeah, we put more hops in this time, or we put a different kind, or you know. So that's part of the unique aspect of it. As far as growth in the area, though, I think we're still on an uptick. We did our market analysis based on 2012 census data with some adjustments that were made for stuff that we knew what was going on. But anyone with an entrepreneurial spirit who is looking, the downtown Lakeville area is ripe for a new business to start up. Be it retail, service, professional service, or food and beverage even, there's plenty more market gap to be filled here.
Yeah, that's a great point, because you need a kind of an anchor store, anchor business, and then other people come and you can sit back in 15 or 20 years and say, hey, you know what? we were a part of the beginning of that.
Right, and you mentioned already the foot traffic that's increased as you know, it's noticeable to anyone who lives down here. So the more foot traffic, the more potential a smaller business has.
Yeah, and as far as your question earlier, I think, you know, as far as there are a lot of breweries going in, you know, restaurants have been around for many, and breweries are new, but restaurants aren't going anywhere. People are always want to go out to eat, and that's, you know, and again, an advantage we have is we've got the food that people are always going to want to go out to eat, you know, so as long as we continue to put out a quality product, beer and food, people are going to come, so it's,
And with the city of Lakeville, they can't grow north anymore. They've hit Bruestle or Apple Valley or whatever. So now we're seeing it grow south. Well, you guys are in downtown. You're closer towards the south end, a part of it. So you're kind of catching people, all this new homes building around you. And we had the mayor on, a couple months ago?
Yeah, a couple months ago.
And there's some tech firms coming in that are bringing engineers, higher income, stuff like that. So they're craving places just like the Lakeville Brewing Company. You know, it's you're ripe for the picking again. That's my saying for the day.
That's your saying.
I don't know why.
Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, if businesses are going to come in and there's all this new construction and you're recruiting people to work here and you want to recruit them to live here as well, yeah, they've got to have somewhere else to go other than Applebee's or or whatever, something
not
like that.
knocking Applebee's, but
Well,
you know,
exactly,
we just
any
wanted,
chain, yeah.
We knew that we needed a good locally owned, just, you know, fresh restaurant that people were ready for something new. So we're happy to be that.
And even your brunch, it's nice to go on a Saturday or Sunday morning to go someplace different than again, I'm not knocking Perkins, but it's Perkins. Really, that's what your choices are. Now you can go to somewhere and you can get bacon dipped in pancake batter. It's fantastic. The heart kind of skips a beat, but it's amazing.
And kids eat free on Tuesdays and Saturdays too at Perkins. I got 2 kids.
Oh yeah, so you're come here on the
So we're not
for
making
brunch.
fun.
The brunches. I mean, the food in general is awesome, but the pancake battered bacon. I'm not sure whose idea that was, but
Yeah, it's
you've added some pounds to my life, but yeah, it's all right.
I'm a fan of the fried chicken Benedict. That's my favorite.
I haven't
thing
had that yet. I hate to admit it, I haven't had. I see those pancake battered bacon and sausage. I'm like, yeah, that's
Well, we're guys. We pick one thing we like, and why change, right?
Stick.
I know. We're simple-minded people.
But so 4 owners?
Yeah, 4 managing co-owners.
Okay.
We have a few other minor investors, but primarily it's Glen and Kate and me and Megan. And between the 4 of us, make a good team, complementary skill sets. I don't know my way around the kitchen. Glen likes for me to take care of insurance and
yeah. I prefer to stay off the computer. I know how to run a restaurant, but
So everybody has their lane. Essentially.
yeah, exactly.
it works well.
Well, that's with any business. I think you know, even like with our team, is not everyone likes to do everything, but you partner yourself up with someone that likes to do the books, likes to do the cooking, likes to do, you have to have a good brewer, and you don't have to do everything well. Just do what you do well, but surround yourself with other people that can complement and fill in those gaps and run a successful business.
So for all, this was a 2015, Lakeville led the entire state in new construction. So, and most of those people are probably people who lived here and have moved up, but you don't get the 60,000 people without new people coming in.
Right.
So go ahead and give a pitch for somebody who either moved in from out of state or moved in from Minneapolis or wherever it is that they moved in for, why they should come and check it out here.
Well, I mean, just simply put, this is a family-friendly, locally owned place down in Lakeville. We really have something for everyone. Whether you like salad, small plates, appetizers, or a hearty sandwich, or a nice brisket entree, we've got something for everyone. We are connected with the community. All kinds of community groups meet here. Everything from the local community band to soccer teams and softball teams and hockey teams. And all kinds of other community groups. So this is a place to connect with the community. You're going to find candidates for local office here. You're going to find everyone who's working with the city or working in the local business community. It's a place where you'll find and connect with everyone. And we're proud to be that.
I was here on Sunday, and you had there's a chamber meeting going on, young professionals. I know on Thursday there's another political meeting here. There's just people are craving for something like this.
Yeah, and it's also nice. Part of our dream, part of our vision was place on a Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon. Families could come gather, and there's no rush. You just hang out and kind of enjoy some family time with some friends. We see kids running around making friends out in the yard, and it just brings a smile to our face.
Lots of televisions around here too, so it would be a good place to come for the Vikings games once they get going
We'll
on
have
Sundays.
the sound on.
Absolutely, yes. We'll have games on, and we'll shut off the music and let the live game feed come in, we're looking forward to hosting all kinds of stuff as we grow. We've only been open for a couple of months, so. As each new season, it's kind of rediscovering what we are and what we can offer.
And again, that's something different too from some of these big warehouse type brewers. They don't have TVs in there. Some of them do, some of them don't. So if you want to have a beer and watch a game, right? Because that's what people like to do on Sunday, and another opportunity.
Yeah. Come here, get some breakfast, watch the Vikings game, or if depending on, I know Don's wife Megan is a Steelers fan, so
Okay.
We don't have it, so we're not going to get the ticket.
Icy Light?
No, just kidding.
Iron City, yeah. That means I'm a Steelers fan by marriage as well. I have to pick and choose when I wear my purple. And the other nice thing during football season is on Sunday, until the laws change, we are one of the only places, or the only place in Lakeville, along with Angry Inch, where you can take beer to go. So if your beer fridge is empty on a Sunday afternoon, we sell crowlers. That's 750 milliliter to-go cans of beer, and all of our own styles we offer in the crowler. So
you just
that's
started
another
that last
benefit.
week, right?
Yes, we've been licensed to do it for a while. We were holding off just because managing our inventory, but we're there. We're at that point. And we're good to go.
I'm curious, as you bring up the Sunday rules, how much of a political expert do you need to be to understand what you were getting into with when you can sell, how big it can be, and all those things? And I'm sure each city has its own rules, and all the like Surly had their whole fight, and all those different fights that everybody had to have, whether it was with their city or the state.
Right. Well, I'll say there's two things about this. You don't need to be an expert, but you do have to dispel the concept of logic when you start going through the Minnesota state beer laws. Not all of it makes sense. For example, off sales can either be 750 milliliters or 64 ounces. It can't be anything in between or different from that, which means that we just have to accept it and custom order our crowler cans, because most of them in other states are in 32 ounces. We had to get a different size. And the second thing is just take the time to get to know the regulators and the people in those agencies. They really are very helpful, and they're knowledgeable. They know what's going on, and they want the businesses to open. We reached out very early to the City Council, to the Minnesota Department of Public Safety and the Alcohol and Gambling Enforcement Division, and all of the people we've worked with there have been very friendly and very helpful in answering all of our questions and helping us get going. Just don't start conversations with them to analyze the wheres and wherefores and whys about all of the different state laws, because they didn't write them, and they don't all make sense.
No, and you could just buy them a beer, right? Let's sit down and talk
cross
about
that line.
Okay. Well, they could buy you a beer.
There you go.
And then we can sit down and talk about this and get everything taken care of. Any more plugs as a regular customer?
All I can say is, if you're thinking of moving to Lakeville, you live in Lakeville, you haven't been here yet, definitely check it out. And the beer's great, and the food's great too. So make sure, if you do come here, plan to eat as well, because that's, like I've said, beer is awesome, but when you have the food to go along with it, my girlfriend says you've got the best steak bites and the best hummus, and she's a hummus connoisseur. I'm not sure if that's one of those, but and she's had hummus throughout the world, I'll say. But she says the hummus is the best here. So, it's fun to have a place in Lakeville where people make fun of us because they think we're in Iowa, we're South Metro, we're in the outer ring, but we have a great place with great food, great beer that you should be proud of. It's an awesome place to go to, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
Very good. All right, Don, Glenn, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you hosting us, and thanks for jumping on the show with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we are actually, we're a real estate show as well, but obviously we like to talk about the community and things like you said, people are going to buy a house, what's going to go on in their community, and having things like this are really attractive to people, especially if you're not very familiar with the area. Or you've got someone who lives in the area and that you got to sell your friend or your coworker or new recruit or something on coming to town. So having these businesses in town definitely helps.
In particular too is it isn't like an outlying one city. You've got cities all around you. Why pick Lakeville over Prior Lake, Burnsville, Eagan? It's nice to have other amenities on top of great schools too.
Absolutely. And we'll have a link to all this information on the Lakeville Brewing Company on our website, TwinCitiesRealEstatePros.com. Also, all the pre-lit.
No, before you end that, now you're going to do your segue. Yep. I want to plug also to the Jake Flynn Memorial Golf Tournament. We're still looking for donations, so again, you can drop them off at our Lakeville office at 17850 Kenwood Trail in Lakeville. So if you're looking to donate to the Jake Flynn Memorial Golf Tournament, please do so, and the link and stuff will be on our website as well, but we're always looking for more donations.
Okay, and Dawn Seepersod, one of our other agents, is
Correct.
The one heading that up. So we can get a hold of Dawn, otherwise on our website, TwinCitiesRealEstatePros.com. We'll also have our pre-list that we talked about and the homes that we have currently listed, either on our Zillow page or TwinCitiesRealEstatePros.com. And also the podcast will be audio on SoundCloud here on TwinCitiesRealEstatePros.com. We'll have it on our YouTube page in a few days at ImperialHomeTeam.tv. You'll also be able to see it on Facebook, as we're going live now on Facebook, and then we repost it later on as well. So multimedia, and you can see us everywhere.
Everywhere, like it or not.
Yeah, anywhere in the world. All right, so we appreciate you joining us for the Twin Cities Real Estate Pros podcast. I'm Ron Johnson, real estate agent with RE/MAX Advantage Plus, and David Nelson, licensed real estate agent with RE/MAX Advantage Plus. We'll catch you next time.